Updated MVP odds coming out. Nikola Jokić, who I famously believed in before anyone, once called Jordan-esque per Sports Illustrated, is favored at -125. He's averaging 26, 12, and 9, followed by SGA, Luka, then Giannis, then quite a gap to Tatum at 5th. Brew, who is most likely to steal the MVP from Nikola Jokić?
I'm going to surprise you.
Okay.
And I've got reasons why I'm not saying this guy, that guy, that guy. I won't go there because I don't know what your pick is. But I'm going to go with Jason Tatum.
Oh, wow.
Now, I think Luka, and I'm a voter, not Luka, Jokić is the front runner. Yep. And it's weird because the 26 points in today's NBA doesn't seem like a ton. Now, he's 14th in the league in scoring. Yeah. But 26 points, 12 boards, 9 assists, 58% shooting. But I think he's the front runner. But after him, I think Tatum should be higher. I don't know if that he should be second, but I think he should be higher on that list. Now, here's the thing, and we talked about it a bit earlier. All you heard this week at All-Star Weekend was Tatum talking about being the MVP or why he doesn't get enough love. It reminds me of Joel Embiid a year ago. Oh. Like, Embiid was all but begging for the MVP award. And I'm telling you, I do believe Jason Tatum, he wasn't begging, but all this talk, and now it's really out there, like, why isn't Jason Tatum being talked about as an MVP? Why isn't he in the conversation? I think that's going to put him in the conversation. They have the best record by a mile. They're on pace to win 64. Let's say they win 65, 66 games. Now, that's hard to deny. He's clearly their best player, 27, 8, and 5, and he's leading them in the points, rebounds, and assists. So I think that with all the chatter kind of putting him in the discussion now, and then they're having the best record by a good margin, and then his numbers and him leading them in so many categories, I think he's going to rise in the rankings. Now, I still think Jokić would win it over him, but I'm going to go with Tatum.
Okay, so the pushback I would have on the Tatum-Embiid comp is that Embiid had finished second back-to-back years before he ended up winning it.
Right.
Tatum, I looked it up yesterday when we were talking about this, has never even gotten one first-place vote. He has finished 4th and he has finished 6th, but there has never been one voter that was like he was the MVP, as opposed to Embiid, who one of them was close, and so I'm going to say Luka. And so Luka's season is, so I think it's less work than you think. So Luka's season is bananas. He's 34, 9, and 9 on 49 on efficiency, 49% from the field, 38% from 3. The reason he is not higher is because of their seed, right?
Right, 7.
But they're only 4 games back of Denver. And so Jokić, whose numbers are not as good as Luka's, the gap is, I understand Denver's 3rd and the Mavs are 7th, but it's only a 4-game gap. And the MVP the last 3 years has come from the 3rd seed, the 6th seed, the 3rd seed. So we had a stretch for like 7 out of 8 years. It was the 1 seed.
Right.
That has not.
When Denver was 6, you may not know. Did they win 50?
When Denver was 6, no, I think they had 48 wins that year.
Okay. Because that's kind of been, other than Westbrook with the triple-double, that's kind of been a standard.
And then I want to throw out one, if you want to take a long shot bet, he's not on the graphic, he's 100 to 1. But I think he's got a better than 1 in 100 chance, and that's Jalen Brunson. If the Knicks climb, they don't have to get the 1 seed, they're not going to. But they were, right there around the 2 seed till they lost 4 straight before the break. Especially with Julius Randle out now, potentially getting surgery. There's no other All-Star on the team.
Right.
His numbers are excellent. He's efficient.
Think I would put Mitchell have a better chance than Brunson.
I think people look at the other Cavs as better than the other Knicks.
They are.
And so I don't think Jalen Brunson's going to win it, but a long shot. But I think
bet on him.
I think if the Mavs finish in the top 4, Luka's
a great candidate. He's having a phenomenal year. But here's the thing right now. At this moment, there's a feeling like that team is underachieving. And I think they are. And you're not going to win MVP if that's the case.
Coming up, the most motivational segment in all of sports TV.
Already.
It's the Bud List. No, Wild. Time can have a letter.
No, you got to get a letter, man.
Well, I got to run to the post office. All right, so despite some lulls in Milwaukee, the Bucks do have the fourth best odds, for the title coming out of the All-Star break. Giannis, hoping to get it done again in Milwaukee, this time alongside Damian Lillard, who he thinks is now the face of the franchise. Here's what he said. I ride with Dame. Like I've been saying this over and over again. This is his team. Down the stretch, he's going to get the ball. There's nothing else that we will do. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know what else to say. But at the end of the day, he has to believe it too. Brew, your reaction.
I know what to say.
What?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it. Look, I get wanting to make Dame feel at home and comfortable. And if you want to say this is our team, okay. If you want to say Dame's our closer, he's one of the greatest shooters, he's one of the greatest clutch shooters, that's fine. But his team, you're the guy, you're the best player on the team. You're the guy that's won 2 MVPs. You're the guy that's won a championship. You're the guy that's been in Milwaukee his whole career. This has gone too far. This is way overboard. I mean, I'm not saying it's the end of the world, but the skeptics would say, okay, one, is he setting up an excuse? Like people accusing Doc of putting out pre-excuses for when they get beat in the second round, right? Like, is he putting out a pre-excuse? It's Dame's team. Everything changed when Dame here. It's his team. Or is he saying he doesn't want the pressure of leading a team, with all these expectations?
So why do you think he's saying?
I think he's trying to be nice. I think Dame clearly is their closer, even though it might be Middleton here or there, but Dame's a closer, and maybe that's what he meant. But I think he's trying to just be nice, but I just think it's gone too far, and it makes you, we've seen him as the alpha, obviously Giannis, but it makes you feel like, dude, does he not want, why are you giving this team up? LeBron wasn't going to give up his team until he was, past his prime.
And he still really hasn't.
Right. I mean, LeBron was nice. You remember his rookie year. He came as his Ricky Davis.
Okay, well, that's different. Yeah.
But
and when when the best player on a team defers, it's usually not good.
Thank you. So you agree with me?
Oh, I agree with you.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand why Giannis is saying it. Because Giannis doesn't think Dame's better than him. Giannis doesn't think anybody's better than him, which he shouldn't.
Right.
Giannis legitimately might be the best player in the world. And if you are the 9th best player in the world, legitimately, you probably should think you're the best. So, you know what I mean? When you actually might be, and at worst, you're 3rd. So I'm trying to figure out why he's saying, because here's the thing. Giannis just keeps saying weird stuff. And I can't quite figure it out. So, and Wilds pointed it out yesterday. The end of season press conference was weird, but I almost wrote it off in that, man, guys right after their season ends and they have to talk. We have a lot of instances of weird quotes. LeBron's like, hey, I'm still rich in LeBron and you're still whack.
He was right.
That press conference was a tough moment. Like, things are raw, whatever. But then it was, we didn't even talk about it on the show. The other day he was like, man, I've had 4 coaches in 6 months. Stuff's hard. It's like, buddy, we all kind of know, like, you had a hand in at least some of those coaching changes. And then the other quote that, he talked about, I love Drew, I miss Drew, but now Dame. And now this part of it, I feel like Giannis is attempting to be the vocal leader. And I don't know that necessarily that is something that is coming easy to him right now. He's attempting to message things that he's just maybe doesn't have the firmest grasp on. Because I agree with you. I think his heart is in the right place. I think he thinks this is what is going to lead to the most winning. But it is such an odd thing to hear a player of his caliber in his athletic prime talking about a player who's never been in quite that caliber, who is on the downside. Like not like Dame is
right,
plummeting, but
he's not having a great year by his standards.
Correct.
His scoring, which you expect the scoring to be down, but it's from 32 to 24.
Yeah.
But field goal percentage, 3-point percentage
he's
are way
a smaller,
down.
aging player,
right.
so it's what you'd expect.
So maybe I think, like I said, Giannis is trying to make him feel good. Maybe this will give him a boost for the second half of the season. But all the things you said combined with this, if you put them together, there's no failure in sports. We've had 4 coaches in 6 months.
Yeah.
Now this is not my team, it's his. That is stuff where it's like, I don't want this pressure that LeBron James has to play on every single game. I don't want this pressure that Anthony Davis had. I don't want this pressure of like championship or bust, baby. Like, we're not getting excited about your 30-12 during the regular season anymore.
Yeah,
it feels like he's saying
it's a weird thing, though, because he's already won the title. So he's kind of,
But he's got his ring.
We'll talk Mac Jones next for reasons I don't understand.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.